Hello, everybody. Welcome to another awesome episode of Youth Connect. I'm Aiden.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to our
Youth Connect.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another amazing Friday for another awesome episode of Youth Connect. I hope that you guys are all excited for something awesome, something fun, something new. We got a lot of stuff to share, a lot of interesting things that are going to be quite intriguing. So I hope you guys are ready. For those who don't know, Youth Connect is a news, interest, entertainment show that is more than just sharing stories, and we are working at creating a platform of inclusion and acceptance, one episode at a time. On top of that, we are advocates for all abilities, and as broadcasters and entertainers, we want to be including opportunities for acting jobs, writing, chefs, speakers, artists, and even musicians. You know what they say, if you tell us about it, we want to at least try it once. All right, I think that Youth Connect is going to be a show that you are going to love. And if you know Youth Connect, or if you don't know what Youth Connect is and it's your first time watching, our first thing that we always have to do is some gaming news. All right, guys, time for some gaming news. I hope you guys are ready for this one. All right, first thing we always have to do is some interesting gaming news. And that is the game of the week. That is the first thing we always have to do for some interesting gaming news. And game of the week is a game that is either came out recently, is going to be coming out, or is an old classic. And today, this game literally almost just released. Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure it just released like an hour or 2 hours ago. And today's game of the week is called Cozy Space Survivors. So what is it? What are you doing in this game? You will be exploring a colorful, tiny universe and help its cute inhabitants and solve their problems. You are going to be using satisfying weapons to defend you and your new friends against hordes of quirky enemies. You can focus on controlling your ship while shooting happens automatically. There are unique landmarks to discover, and enemies leave experience points for level ups to gain new skills. And in addition, you can mine chocolate asteroids to unlock permanent upgrades. So actually, this game is quite interesting because this game actually has huge inspiration from a couple of games. They said some games include Fallout for their story summary at the end of the game. They have a reference to Binding of Isaac for the physicality of bullets. Vampire Survivors, which I will be talking about next week for the general and simple gameplay, and Into the Breach for the little NPC dialogue, which adds so much to its atmosphere. So what is this game? It is a short 2 to 4 hour game, no filler content, and made with love. And you can unlock permanent upgrades with chocolate. You can meet cute characters with small little quests and satisfying combat thanks to its boom and other cool effects made by the creator. This game is awesome. It looks like if I was to take the old classic game Asteroids and give it a fresh coat of paint and add some NPCs in here, add some quests, and make it an entirely different game. This game looks incredible, guys, and you can make your own spaceship. How cool is that? Oh, I'm going to have to check out this game. If you guys want to check this game out, the game is called Cozy Space Survivors. Oh, looks like a lot of fun. Anyways, though, I'm going to keep the ball rolling, and next up we're going to be having Kevin with some all-important news, and I just cannot wait to hear about the interesting fact that's going to be shared today.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Youth Connect News. I'm your host, Kevin Aruja, so let's get right into the headlines. The provincial by-elections being held in two Ontario ridings, one race quite uncompetitive. The Shake Shack shares plan for the first Canadian locations in Toronto. The Loblaw CEO on Canada Grocery Code of Conduct. And Toronto Maple Leafs beats down Bruins with the score of 2-1 to force Game 7. It's by election day in two Ontario ridings, and one of the race appears to be quite competitive. The polls and observers suggest the progressive Conservatives and Liberal are neck in Milton, just west of Mississauga, while the Tories and larger expected to hold onto the southwest Ontario riding of Lambton Kent Middlesex. Milton has been vacant since Cabinet Minister Parm Gill resigned in February to join the federal Conservatives. In Milton, Eddie Strachan is the NDP candidate and Kyle Hutton is running for the Greens. Ford paid Milton a lot of attention during the by-election and in the lead-up to it, with announcements on GO Transit service on Highway 413, and has been many cabinet ministers and other caucus members canvassing there. While a Tory loss in Milton would not affect Ford's majority, the party already lost a seat in a by-election last year that had been held by another cabinet minister and doesn't want to repeat. For the Liberals, by-election marks the first real test for Bonnie Crombie, who was crowned leader in December, and the former Mississauga mayor then decided against running for the Milton seat herself. The Shake Shack crosses the border into Canada later this year. It will make its debut in one of the country's most prominent intersections, with a menu large borrowly from what it serves in the US. The fast food company first Canadian location will take over the northeast corner of Yonge Dundas Square in Toronto, with a 5,500 square foot space once home to an Adidas. The restaurant will offer a window into how Toronto-based private investments from Osmington Incorporated and Harlow Entertainment Incorporated intend to replicate the New York-based brand across Canada, when they have said they will open 35 locations by 2035. Billy Richmond, Shake Shack Canada's business director, said a Toronto location will open early this summer. Most of its offerings will be recognizable to those who have tasted Shake Shack in other countries. That means Canadian diners will be able to get their hands on Shake Shack's burgers, crinkle cut fries, and hand-spun milkshakes. The company hasn't yet to settle on prices. The Shake Shack's Canadian debut comes as several other fast food chains plot expansions in the country. Inspired brands will bring sandwich chain Jimmy John's to Canada soon, while Redberry Restaurant is plotting to open more than 300 Jersey Mike's locations in the country by 2034. Askware's next location will open after Yonge Dundas Square, Richmond, Denver, saying, "We are really excited in time to be expanding across the Greater Toronto Area, Ontario, and the other provinces." The Loblaw's company, Land Trademark, new chief executive said he was cautiously optimistic that the company will be able to come to an agreement on the grocery code of conduct. The grocer has been one of the two major holdouts on the code, which is intended to promote fair dealings in the industry. Loblaw and Walmart Canada previously said they couldn't sign the code as draft because they were concerned it would raise prices for consumers. Dang Tall analyst on the call that a company has been working in recent weeks with a committee creating the code. The code is meant to be industry-led and voluntarily, but the federal government has indicated as open to make it law instead of the major players won't all get on board. Michael Graydon, the CEO of the Food, Health and Consumer Products of Canada Association and chairman of the interim board for the code, said in an email that he shares Bank's optimism, and that discussions with the company has been very productive. Bank's comments as of the parent's company of Loblaws and Shoppers Drug Mart raised its quarterly dividend by 15% to 51.3 cents per share, and reported its first quarter profit and revenue rose compared with a year ago. The retailer says its profit available to common shareholders increased almost 10% over a year to $455 million, or $1.47 per diluted share for the quarter's end on March 23rd. Revenue totaled $13.58 billion, up to $13 billion a year earlier. The quarter, the company launched mobile phones planned under the No Name brand. And in sports news, William Nylander scored twice, and Joseph Woll made 22 saves as the Toronto Maple Leafs downed the Boston Bruins with a score of 2-1 on Thursday to force Game 7 in the first round series. Toronto has now won 2 straight, including Tuesday 2-1 overtime victory in Game 5, after falling behind their original 6 rivals 3-1 to force a winner-take-all finale Saturday in Boston. Morgan Rielly had 2 assists. Jeremy Swayman stopped 24 shots for the Bruins, who also blew with a score of 3-1 lead against the Florida Panthers in the last spring, first round before losing the Game 7 following a record-setting regular season. Morgan Geekie scored Bruins Wall's shutout with a 0.1 seconds left. The Leafs were minus Austin Matthews for the second straight elimination contest after their star center was pulled from Game 4 with an illness and then missed Tuesday with a score of 2-1 overtime victory at TD Garden that kept Toronto alive. The winner of the Leafs Bruins will take on the well-rested Florida Panthers, who topped the Tampa Bay Lightning with 4-1 in that series. In the second round, Nylander snapped with 0-0 tie with 54.8 seconds left in the middle period with some of a patent Swedish style. The slick winger took a pass from Timothy Liljegren in the offensive zone before weaving away from its check and firing a shot that glanced off Bruins defenseman Charlie McAvoy in front of the beat Swayman on the short side. The Leafs battled back from 3-1 deficits against Boston in 2013 and 2018 before losing in 7. Toronto held a 3-2 lead against the Bruins in 2019, but then dropped 2 straight from a third series loss against Boston in 7 years. In today's weather forecast, we got light rain this afternoon. The temperature is now 18 degrees. And tomorrow we will get cloudy with sunny breaks. The temperature will be 17 degrees. But now moving forward to the interesting fact of the week, we're going to talk about May 4th, which is National Star Wars Day, my favorite event. Yes. So the story about May 4th or National Star Wars Day, thanks to a play on words regarding May the 4th be with you, becoming the May the 4th be with you. May 4th is widely considered as Star Wars Day, which is pretty much an excuse to bombard you with memes and gives a little known fact about the iconic franchise. Over 40 years later, there are still new things to learn about Jedi's, Sith, and much of the characters. Here's a nod to that galaxy far, far away with the 10 facts you might not know about the Star Wars films. So the 6 facts about Star Wars. Turns out that Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber, the one used by Luke in A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, was made not so long ago in a galaxy not so far away. A few years ago, a sharp Star Wars fan named Pablo Hidalgo was watching Star Wars Episode 5, which is The Empire Strikes Back. At his place, he saw the word New York on the bottom of Luke's lightsaber and shared it on Twitter. More digging shows that the film's set creator, Roger Christian, made the prop, which is first of 1977's Episode 4, A New Hope, from old camera parts he found in a vintage photo shop in London, said the George Eastman on Museum. Number 2, after being all the first 3 movies, this thing become a fun signature line for the people making the movies. They put it in every Star Wars film. This thing is also one of the most well-known for the movies. It's not just in Star Wars, but also the other stories made the same company, and even in some not at all. In Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, for the first time in line, they have a bad feeling about this. is not in a usual way. But the director, Ryan Johnson, said in the line it's still there, in the line at the resistance based in the car, which is BB-8 who says it, but he doesn't use the regular words. General Leia agrees and says, I am the droid on this one. The third fact is Ben Burtt, famous for his sound work, made the Wilhelm scream well known for his first Star Wars movie in 1977. According to the interview with Burtt, it was named after a character, Private Wilhelm. From an older movie, he used his scream in all the first Star Wars movies. The first time we hear, which is one of stormtroopers falls and dies on the first Death Star, mostly in Star Wars films. In the film series, according to the Screen Rant, Star Wars creator George Lucas showed up once, which is the fourth fact. He plays a Senate member in Revenge of the Sith, which is episode 3 in the series. Lucas can be seen from just a few seconds, but it's easy to miss him if one doesn't know and when to look, or where to look. Lucas plays Baron Papanoida in the film, who is a blue-skinned Pantoran Senate member. Lucas says this is his only short visit in all the movies. The fifth fact is, in one of the early drafts of the Star Wars scripts, Luke Skywalker was originally going to be turned over to the dark side to defeat his father, Darth Vader. This scene was scripted in a way that Luke would defeat Darth Vader after threatening Princess Leia to save her. According to the book by the making of Star Wars The Return of the Jedi, George Lucas pitched it to the co-writer Lawrence Kasdan. Luke takes Darth Vader's mask off, but the mask is the very last thing, and then Luke puts on that it says, "Now I am Vader." Lucas decided to go in a different way, feeling that Luke going evil was way too dark, since the Star Wars franchise, which is for kids. And the last fact is, in The Empire Strikes Back, the heroes in the Millennium Falcon face an asteroid field to invade an Empire Star Destroyer. To create the asteroid models in the background, potatoes were attached to the rig and filmed using a blue screen. Similarly, in Return of the Jedi, visual effects supervisor Ken Ralston added new unconventional item like this in tennis shoe, yogurt containers, and wads of gum to represent fleets of the ships in the background during the rebel ship attack on the Death Star. We have come to the end of my segment. Tune in for next week's news, weather, and the very own interesting fact. See you next Friday, and it's back to Aiden.
Now, a lot of people say that May the 4th is definitely not considered an official holiday, but I know a lot of Star Wars fans definitely consider it an official holiday, even though that they don't technically get the day off on May the 4th. Technically they are going to be taking the day off, but I guess if you're working on Saturday, you won't. But interestingly enough, did you guys know that Cinco de Mayo, or Cinco de Mayo, whatever you want to call it, is on May the 5th? So on Saturday, we have Star Wars theme, and then on May the 5th, we celebrate Mexico's victory over the Second French Empire. So, you know what? I am looking forward to all of these events. I can't wait for the Star Wars themed foods that are going to be coming around. And I can't wait for the Cinco de Mayo sales, and maybe even get a burrito on that day, because you know what? They definitely have those sales. Jeff, are you going to get a burrito during May the 5th, during Cinco de Mayo?
Probably not, but I think my parents will.
I'm assuming, Kevin, that you're a huge Star Wars fan, as I could tell, right?
Yes.
Are you gonna plan like this Star Wars party tomorrow, or what's happening tomorrow? Are you planning anything?
I might revisit some of the classic video game, which is based on Star Wars, which is original Star Wars Battlefront.
You know what? That sounds like an awesome idea, and it's on a Saturday, so we can kind of chill. I like the ideas. Thank you so much, Kevin. This is information that we need, because I didn't even know that May the 4th was coming up. I thought we were still in June. Phew! Thank goodness for Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Kevin. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the talk about it. Without that interesting news, without our kind of like our general news from Kevin. We definitely wouldn't have known about the weather. We definitely wouldn't learn about the sports, and we definitely wouldn't hear that interesting fact that's always shared from Kevin. Thank you so much, Kevin. And thank you so much, Jeff, for sharing your insight on it. All right, time to move on to our second gaming news. So I'm going to take off my headphones because this is going to get a little bit serious here. So I was going to do a good story gaming news when I came across a gaming news that I thought was very, very serious. And actually, my friends were affected by this news, and this is why they stopped playing. So, in the realm of Helldivers 2, it is now seeing thousands of negative user reviews that have come in through Steam, just hours after players learned that linking to an active PSN or PlayStation Network account is mandatory. So, publisher Sony Interactive Entertainment announced today that Helldivers 2 players on Steam will soon be required to link their in-game profiles to a PlayStation Network account. So the reason why people are freaking out about this is it's a feature that was optional at launch due to technical issues or risk of losing access to the game. And now they're saying that they want to allow players to take advantage of safety and security provided by PlayStation, and it can be more easily protect folks from griefing and abuse by enabling the banning of players that engage that type of behavior. But many Steam players haven't responded well to the news. As of the time of writing, over 2,500 negative user reviews have been submitted to the game storefront page this week, blemishing an otherwise spotless, very positive rating. Some reviews cite data harvesting and security concerns as potential worries. Others point to the fact that Sony waited months after launch to make account linking mandatory. How this affects players in regions that don't have access to the PlayStation Network is a bigger concern. Though in the Helldivers 2 Discord, community manager Thomas Twinbeard Peterson said that they aren't sure that these rule changes were meant for players in areas without PlayStation Network access, which could be another factor contributing to the negative downturn. It's worth noting that many Steam games force players to link an external account. For instance, if you guys know, the multiplayer pirate venture game Sea of Thieves asks players to link to an Xbox account, whether they are playing on PC or PS5. But the Helldivers 2 requirement come months post-launch seems to have caught some players by surprise. Now, to be honest with you, I do see what they're trying to do. They are trying to make sure that the game is more safe. But the thing is, as a gamer myself, you can't randomly force people to switch to a PlayStation account, because if you live in a country where there is no access to PlayStation Network, you can't play Helldivers 2. And for people like myself, I absolutely despise buying a game and then having to link up to a separate account when I bought it on my PC. So I didn't have to sign into PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo Switch or which one you want to call it. So hopefully they fix it. I'm praying that they fix it. But that 2,500 negative reviews is making it very bad because it's giving it a bad dent and a bad light. So hopefully they are able to fix it. Here's me to giving them some good luck. Hopefully. Whew. But I wanted to talk about this news because I know a lot of people here play Helldivers. My dad plays Helldivers 2, and he probably doesn't know about this since he plays on the PlayStation Network. But my friends were affected by this because they don't play PlayStation. They don't even have a PlayStation in their home. They have a PC, so why would they get the PlayStation version? But hopefully they fix this issue and make it a optional thing, kind of like most games if you really think about it. But that was some gaming news, a bit more of a serious news, but it was very, very important, especially to those Helldiver fans out there. All right, so let's keep going on the train, and I have brought with you a break in between. So this is where usually I would talk about board games, but I want to talk to you about this awesome podcast that I found, and this podcast is quite awesome. So I am going to name this new section the Podcast of the Week. And what is today's podcast of the week? It is called Hidden Brain. So I found this podcast that's all about understanding the fascinating intricacies of human behavior. And this podcast is called Hidden Brain, hosted by NPR's skilled science correspondent, Shankar Ventantam. I apologize if I'm butchering the name. It blends science and storytelling to uncover the unconscious patterns guiding our actions, influencing our decisions, and shaping our relationships. There are such interesting topics like, for example, overcoming fear and exploring the science of cravings. Each episode offers a unique and informative journey into the inner workings of our minds, with input from psychologists, sociologists, and other experts. Hidden Brain is densely packed with enlightening nuggets that make complex ideas accessible to all. So why would I share this thing for you? I just thought that this podcast episode, this podcast is so cool because, it allows you to kind of get to learn about yourself in a different way. All right. So if you ever want to check out a podcast, you want to learn a little bit more about yourself, the hidden things within our brain, like the science of cravings. I know you guys have probably gotten a craving before, and overcoming your fear. And why do fears even exist? How did they get formed? You're going to be learning a little bit more with Hidden Brain. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I hope that you check it out because I'm going to be maybe considering keeping this a section of our show. So if you wanted to have another podcast of the week, type down in the comments and tell me if you really want to do it. I will add another podcast of the week. I will say for Jeff and Kevin, are you guys going to check out the Hidden Brains podcast? What are your thoughts on it?
I think it sounds pretty interesting.
Okay, pretty interesting from Jeff. What about you, Kevin?
I'll look into it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I would love it if you guys check it out because it looks absolutely awesome. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it moving. We're going to actually keep going forward, and I'm going to be bringing Jeff. And what is Jeff going to be bringing us? I think Jeff's going to be bringing us some live music, or technically a recording of his music.
Hi everybody, it's Jeffrey, and it is that time again to bring you some music, some love, some peace, and I'm going to be playing Could You Be Loved by Bob Marley. So hope everybody's ready to get up and dance. Here we go. Could you be loved and be loved? Could you be loved and be loved? Don't let them fool you. Oh no, oh no. When they try to steal you. Oh no. They got your mind of old, so go to hell. What you're thinking is not right. Now, whenever we was alone, in the darkness, must come out to light. Could you be loved and be loved? Could you be loved and be loved? The road of life is rocky, you discover too. So why you want to think someone else is judging you? Could you be loved? Could you be? Could you be love? Could you be? Could you be? Could you be love? Could you be? Could you be love? Don't let them change you, or even rearrange you. We got to find a ball. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We say, oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, that is how that is the shots of God. Stay alive, gotta stay alive. Yeah. Could you be loved and be loved? Could you be loved and be loved? You're never gonna miss your water till you're ever dry. No matter how you treat me, and you'll never be satisfied. Could you be? Could you be? Could you be loved? Could you be? Could you be loved? Could you be? Could you be? Could you be loved? Could you be? Could you be loved? Say something. Say something. Say something. Say something. Could you be loved? Say something. Say something. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Get up, get up now. We've been sitting down too long. Get up, get up, get up now. Up now. Could you be loved and be loved? Get up, yo. Could you be loved and be loved? Thank you, everybody. This is Jeffrey, your live musician. I'll see you all next week. And make sure to check out my website, jeffreydemon.com. Anyways, back to you, Aiden. Bye, everybody.
All right, I think, Jeff, that was an awesome music section, and I think we gotta end it off with a firework, which is some community news. And Jeff, would you like to lead it off to start us off with some community news?
Sure. Hey guys, community news is always exciting. Every day this coming week at 9:30 a.m. we have either chat conversation and fun fitness. Chat Cafe Tuesdays and when is on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays this week. It is a chance to connect with others, make new friends, and share ideas. Everyone is welcome and to join the conversation. Tabata. We also have Tabata activity. Tabata Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We're starting our day with Tabata workouts and boosting our energy levels to kickstart our morning with burst of activity. Our community are the interests. So get ready to move. Everyone is invited, so don't miss out this excitement.
Oh, so we got morning chats and we have dance kind of combined within the week.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness. We also have, guys, starting on Monday is our cooking club back at 11 a.m. Get ready to whip up something delicious with our one-pot recipe. This creamy taco pasta dish is a mouth-watering 30-minute meal that's sure to satisfy everyone's taste buds. On Tuesday, we're going to be time for our heartfelt Let's Talk session, where we are going to be supporting mental health and well-being, which is the core of what we do. And join us as we connect, share, and uplift each other, and your presence makes all the difference. So let's talk about it together. Wednesday will bring us to our art Club at 11 a.m., unleashing your creativity with me, Aiden Lee. And whether you're a seasoned artist or just starting out, there's something for everyone. So gather your art supplies for Wednesday and get ready to make some awesome masterpieces. On Thursday, we have our eagerly awaited garden club meeting at 11 a.m. From planting seedlings to reviving existing gardens, there's plenty to discuss, and join us as we share tips and tricks tailored for disabled gardeners and to ensure our gardens thrive this year. Together, we can cultivate something truly beautiful. Hoo-wee! Finally, on Friday, it's time to put our knowledge to the test with our general knowledge session at 11 a.m. Get ready to have some fun and learn new things with our trivia and Kahoot games. Who will emerge as the trivia champion? I won't know. You'll have to come on Friday at 11 a.m. Join us to find out, and let's celebrate our collective knowledge. So mark your calendars, guys. Gather your enthusiasm and join us throughout the week for these engaging and inclusive events. Together, we'll grow, we'll learn, and we'll create memorable moments. I can't wait to see you there. Anyways, though, this reaches the end of our Youth Connect episode on Friday. I hope that you guys liked it. If you did like it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to click the notification bell.
Oh, they did it both at the same time. My goodness, you guys are on the ball today. All right, guys. I hope that you had a really fun episode, and we will see you all next time. All right, guys. Catch you later. Bye. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
All right, guys. Get some planting done. It's starting to get warm.